Well, meaning is something which obviously scientists like to find, and we like to find meaning in things, we like to understand things. And as I said before, brains are selected to be functional, to work well in the real world. And one of the things that makes them work well from a survival point of view is to find meaning and correct meaning, to interpret the facts of the world in a way which fits in with what's going to happen next, for example. So you don't jump over a cliff because you understand the meaning of jumping over a cliff is that you're going to die. So meaning is something that human brains appreciate, and meaning is something that scientists appreciate in a more sophisticated way.
So what is the ultimate meaning of life for you?
The ultimate meaning of life depends on what you mean by it, obviously. Each one of us can make an ultimate meaning. Each one of us can have a private meaning, a purpose in our life, what we hope to achieve in our life. Or a biologist might say the ultimate meaning of life is the propagation of genes. That would be a very different kind of meaning. They're both true.
I suppose the basic question for me here is, what is the nature of ultimate reality? If ultimate reality is simply the universe, in some sense, or multiverse, that's one thing. And I am at a loss to understand how you get from simple atoms, elementary particles, and so on, to a brain, let alone a mind, the I, the person. And we don't understand what consciousness is, and so on. I don't begin to see, and I don't think scientists begin to see, how you can get to something that even understands the concept of meaning. But I can understand it if behind the universe, the ultimate reality is not impersonal matter and energy that somehow has produced all this stuff bottom up. I can understand it if it's top down, as well as partly bottom up, and that is that there is a God who is personal, who is good, who is the source of life and meaning, and who reaches out to me as a person, and who, in fact, far from stopping me doing science, encourages the development of the mind that he has given me. And so meaning to me has all kinds of dimensions, as you would agree with, in my family, with my wife and my children and my work and so on. But it's not bounded by the 70 years and 10. It's not bounded by the death of the universe either. It's got an expanding horizon of hope. And that, to me, is the only thing that is worthy of the God that created this vast cosmos. That our lives are not going to be extinguished just like that. There is a beyond, and I can walk with confidence into that beyond because I have a real relationship that's got a firm basis with the God who invented it all. And therefore, it seems to me that the meaning given by atheism and reductionism is very, very tiny. Now, of course, you'll come back immediately and say it's a question of truth. Of course, it's a question of truth. But at least we can have a look at the different kinds of worlds that we represent. Because that business of it's tempting, it is terribly tempting. Do you ever get terribly tempted to believe that there is a God and that the kind of thing I'm saying is true?
I've said to you already that there are many things that would be very nice about it, but as you've just repeated, it doesn't make it true.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, you think you're going to survive your own death, I gather.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I mean, but so you think that even though your brain dies, something else... I mean, at what point in evolution did that remarkable faculty emerge?
I haven't a notion. It's part of God has created human beings in his image.
What on earth does that mean? In his image? Do you think he looks like us?
No.
Well,
that we have personality. That it's an anthropomorphism. But we are persons. God is a person, and therefore we can relate to him. That's what the whole business is about.
Was Homo erectus a person?
Well, I can't decide by looking at fossils whether there's a person or not.
But do you think it happened gradually? Do you think it happened gradually? I mean, or was there a moment when a child was born that was a person and its parents weren't?
My own feeling is that there was a point when God did something special, but it would be very hard to detect that from any scientific investigation.
So God suddenly kind of dived into the evolutionary process and said, right, from now on they're going to be persons.
Well, whether he dived into an evolutionary process or did it specially is an open question. I do believe in evolution as far as Darwin saw it, the variation and modification that we've been talking about. I'm not actually sure, but this is a vast topic now to begin.
Gentlemen, I think we digress.
Yeah. Okay.
The issue again is purpose.
I want to hear that ending. I want to hear whether he believes in evolution.
Well, I've said that I believe in what Darwin observed, but I'm not sure that the mechanism of mutation and natural selection can bear all the weight that's put on it. For example, producing consciousness and so on. I think there may be several points in the history of the universe where God did something special. But I'm not going to be over dogmatic on that tonight, because those aren't the places where I rest my faith in God. Sorry, Mr. Chairman.